The radical art of choosing peace in a world that profits from your chaos. Have you ever noticed how we glorify chaos? We wear our stress like badges of honor. I'm so busy, we say with a strange mix of complaint and pride, as if perpetual exhaustion is the price of admission to success, as if running ourselves into the ground somehow proves our worth. I recently had the profound privilege of interviewing Shalonda Palmer, founder of STAR Girlz Empowerment, and what she shared transformed my understanding of what true power looks like. Shalonda isn't just building programs, she's architecting peace in spaces where chaos has been normalized for generations. She's creating sanctuaries where young Black women can breathe, perhaps for the first time without apology. Her brilliance lies not just in what she teaches, but in how she embodies the very peace she preaches, a walking testament to the power of intentional calm in a world designed to keep us perpetually agitated. What Shalonda's work reveals is a revolutionary truth. Peace isn't something that happens to us. It's something we choose deliberately, daily, and sometimes defiantly. Think about it. When was the last time someone asked about your day and you responded, "Actually, I'm feeling quite peaceful today"? We don't do that, do we? Peace doesn't get the same airtime as our struggles. We've collectively decided that surviving is more impressive than thriving, that barely hanging on deserves more respect than deeply at ease. But what if peace isn't passive? What if it's the most radical act of resistance available to us, especially as Black women? Shalonda Palmer's journey with STAR Girlz Empowerment illuminates this perfectly. Working with young Black women who've experienced trauma from crime or justice system involvement, she discovered that healing begins with a fundamental choice, the choice to prioritize inner peace over external chaos. Most of these young women, Shalonda told me, have never been taught that peace is even an option for them. They've been conditioned to believe that constant vigilance, constant struggle is their birthright. The tragedy in that statement still haunts me. Imagine going through life never knowing you have the right to be at peace. Through her mental health camps, brilliantly detailed in her book BLING, Shalonda creates sanctuaries where choosing peace becomes both possible and practical. These aren't just feel good sessions with inspirational quotes and group hugs, they're training grounds for a different way of being. One participant arrived at Star Girls with severe anxiety and a history of explosive reactions to stress. 6 months later, she was teaching younger girls breathing techniques during conflict. When asked what changed, she said simply, "I learned I have the right to be calm. The right to be calm." Let that sink in. For many of us, especially Black women, calmness feels like a luxury we can't afford. There's too much to do, too many people depending on us, too many systems to navigate, too many stereotypes to disprove. We've internalized the message that our value lies in how much we can endure, how many burdens we can shoulder without breaking. But what if we've been sold a dangerous lie? What if our power doesn't come from pushing through chaos, but from cultivating peace regardless of circumstances? This isn't about toxic positivity or spiritual bypassing. It's not about ignoring injustice or pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It's about something far more subversive, refusing to let external chaos dictate your internal state. As Shalonda puts it, peace is a practice, not a destination. It's something you build moment by moment, choice by choice. Sometimes, in the face of everything telling you to panic, rage, or collapse. I see the same principle at work in our second example, Collegiate Connections LLC, a Black owned business navigating post pandemic economic turbulence. The founder could have easily succumbed to the panic that gripped many small business owners. Instead, she made a radical choice to lead from a place of centered calm. This meant transparent conversations with staff about stress management. It meant creating systems that supported well being alongside productivity. It meant modeling what it looks like to set boundaries and honor them, even when deadlines loom and clients demand immediate attention. The results? Staff retention improved dramatically. Productivity rose as team members learned practical tools for maintaining composure under stress. And remarkably, the business expanded its client base despite industry headwinds. When I asked the founder how she managed this, her answer was deceptively simple. I decided that my peace was non negotiable. Everything else flowed from that decision. Non negotiable peace. Can you imagine approaching your life that way? Most of us negotiate our peace away daily for deadlines, for others' expectations, for the illusion of security, for the approval of people who wouldn't notice if we disappeared tomorrow. Most of us have been taught that peace is what happens after the work is done, after the kids are grown, after the promotion comes through, after the relationship stabilizes. But what if peace isn't the reward for surviving chaos? What if it's the power source that enables you to transform it? This brings me to our third example, Brooklyn Haggerty, an empowerment program assistant at STAR Girlz, who embodies what this philosophy looks like in a young leader's life. Brooklyn juggles rigorous academics as she prepares for nursing school with community service projects advocating for girls' rights. On paper, her schedule looks like a recipe for burnout. Yet when you meet her, you're struck by her centered presence. Her secret? Daily routines centered on reflection through journaling, peer support circles focused on affirmations, self care practices learned through STAR Girlz programming. These aren't indulgences she fits in when time allows. They're the foundation everything else is built upon. I used to think taking time for myself was selfish, Brooklyn shared. Now I understand it's strategic. I can't pour from an empty cup, and neither can anyone else. This wisdom, that peace is not selfish but strategic, represents a profound shift in how we might approach our lives and work. Consider the math. When you operate from chaos, your energy scatters in 1,000 directions. You react rather than respond. You survive rather than thrive. But when you operate from peace, your energy concentrates. You gain clarity about what matters. You make decisions aligned with your values rather than your fears. This isn't just feel good philosophy, it's practical power. Shalonda Palmer's work shows us that when young women learn to choose peace, they develop resilience under pressure. Their self esteem improves, their anxiety symptoms decrease. Many become mentors themselves, creating ripples of positive change throughout their communities. The founder of Collegiate Connections demonstrates that when businesses prioritize collective well being over relentless hustle culture, they can double service offerings without increasing burnout rates among staff. This approach has inspired other local businesses led by people of color to adopt similar methods centered around intentional calmness amid crisis. And Brooklyn Haggerty proves that when young Black professionals choose proactive self care, they unlock greater capacity for leadership, service, and sustained achievement. These stories challenge a narrative many of us have internalized. that our worth comes from our struggle, that our identity is tied to our exhaustion, that our value is measured by how much we can endure. What if instead we measured success by how much peace we cultivate and share? What if we recognize that choosing peace isn't passive but powerful? This shift requires courage. It means examining beliefs so deeply embedded we mistake them for truth. It means questioning whether constant busyness actually serves our highest purpose. It means setting boundaries that might disappoint others in the short term, but serve everyone in the long run. As Audre Lorde reminds us, caring for myself is not self indulgence, it is self preservation. And that is an act of political warfare. When Black women choose peace, we aren't just changing our individual lives, we're disrupting systems designed to keep us depleted. So, how do we make this practical? How do we move from inspiration to implementation? First, we must recognize that peace is a skill, not a circumstance. Like any skill, it improves with practice. Start small. Take 3 deep breaths before responding to that triggering email. Schedule 5 minutes of silence before your day begins. Notice when you're holding tension in your body and consciously release it. Second, we must build communities that support our peace practice. Shalonda Palmer's STAR Girlz creates exactly this, spaces where choosing peace becomes normalized rather than exceptional. Who are your peace partners? Who reminds you to breathe when you forget? Who models boundaries when yours starts slipping? Third, we must redefine productivity to include peacemaking. What if your to do list included maintain inner calm during the budget meeting alongside prepare quarterly report? What if you celebrated maintaining your center in a difficult conversation as much as closing a deal? The beauty of this approach is that it's available to everyone, regardless of circumstances. You don't need special equipment or expensive retreats. You don't need permission or prerequisites. You just need the willingness to make different choices moment by moment. I want to leave you with this challenge. For the next 7 days, become a scientist of your own peace. Notice what disturbs it, notice what restores it. When you feel yourself getting pulled into chaos, pause and ask, is this mine to carry? Is this urgency real or manufactured? What would choosing peace look like right now? Then make your choice consciously. Because here's what Shalonda Palmer, Collegiate Connections, and Brooklyn Haggerty all understand: peace isn't just a feeling, it's a form of power. It's the power to respond rather than react, the power to create rather than consume, the power to lead rather than follow, the power to transform rather than transmit the chaos around you. In a world that profits from your exhaustion, choosing peace isn't just self care, it's a revolutionary act. And like all revolutions, it begins with a single courageous choice. Your peace is non negotiable. Everything else can flow from that decision. Will you join the revolution